journey to the judging
Judging.
career. So I
Yep.
guess I can start and tell you how I got that way. Probably in the mid 90s, we started with these junior programs. And the first one was at Columbus. We had showmanship and a separate junior show. And, they kind of, years ago at Columbus, the juniors showed in with the open birds and they went around and picked the best birds by juniors in the open show. And that was your junior show. Well, in the mid 90s, they kind of transitioned them having their own deal, their own separate show. And then showmanship come along and Vi did the very first one. And God, I don't know how many kids she had, but they were there all. Emily was 9. I remember that. And she was the last class. And it was like late that night before they ever got it done. So I seen that. What happened with a lot of Ohio has 88 counties, 88 fairs. And we get to these fairs and they're using unlicensed poultry judges that just one day they said they were a judge and they go out there and fake it, I guess is the thing. So I seen that and I thought, man, I really don't know if I want to do that. Normally when I do shit like that, I ruin my hobbies. And I thought, well, I started doing junior shows. So I started doing junior shows and showmanship and a few fairs and then some regular shows. And then somebody said, well, you ought to get your license. So I talked to some of the ABA guys at the time. And um, I think it was in the late 90s, early 2000s, I signed up for the apprenticeship program. So I guess with what you need to do that, you got to have some kind of motivation to be one. And then you got to have the desire to know something about everything. That's a little tough. So I don't think if you're motivated to be a judge and you only want to do one or two breeds, that's not going to happen. You have to make the commitment to learn it all. And I'm not saying you got to memorize every damn thing in the book, but you have to be able to function or go know where to go get the information if you need it.
Working knowledge.
Yeah, working knowledge, and we always call it eye for the birds. So some people can look at something and find out the best and the worst one right away. So you've got to develop that eye for different kinds of birds and different breeds. So you got to have all that desire before you ever get in, because if you don't, you're going to struggle, I think, in my mind. So you got to want to judge everything. I started first with bantams because I really never had an interest. To get anything other than that. I just wanted a BAM license and that was good. And I didn't really want to work. Well, hell, after starting out the first couple of years, I got a lot of jobs. It was, I kind of come in at the time when a lot of the old guys were done and there wasn't anybody replacing them. So there was plenty of work right off the bat. And God, I know I did 30, 40 shows a year for several years when I first started before I got my APA. I judged a lot. A lot of fairs. Tim Bowles always told me,